All right, welcome everyone. We are Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Attack on Titan, Season 4, Episode 8. Reiner and Eren are throwing down. The protagonist versus the antagonist.
The protagonist of one story to the protagonist of another story.
You play the bad guy next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Here we
exactly. Oh my
Taskete.
Reiner.
It was super effective. Yeah.
It was so effective. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to have these two throwing down here. But I also just am so sad, right? Just at the idea that this could
is happening.
Well, right, but this could be it for Reiner. Like, this could be it for him right here.
It feels like the bit from the freaking Edge of Tomorrow or whatever, where it's like, hey, there's something wrong with your Titan. There's a dead man in it. You know?
Yeah.
It's like,
seriously.
Okay.
Our
boy, keep him safe.
You got this, buddy.
Let the plot armor hold on for a little bit longer.
Oh my God, seriously. Thank you all so much for watching these. Thank you all for submitting the comments from last week. Jacob selected 3 of them and has put them up here for us to discuss before we get into the episode's reaction. We have from the cutest tiger there ever was, save us, Reiner. Okay, I just have to say that I was literally broken when Gallard was begging Eren to stop while he was using his jaw to crush the Warhammer crystal, as it was a direct callback to Eren screaming at the smiling Titan to stop in the first episode. Oh,
but this world is cruel.
All the callbacks, yes. That is definitely one I did not notice. Very, very cool little parallel and connection there.
Yes,
because I mean, this is the inverted or the reversed, you know, humanity received a grim reminder. Marley received a grim reminder that they had stolen some really strong Titans, you know, from them.
Exactly.
Blue gives us the comment, save us, Reiner. Reiner's Titan form at the end is probably the most important form of him we've seen. He has, throughout the show, been the symbol of armor, a shield for his allies and his nation, but this was not Reiner, and never was, as he put up the mask of Marcel and tried to forget his old self. But here, when he's been emotionally opened by Eren during their conversation, he stands to face Eren not as Marcel or the Shield of the Titans, but as Reiner Braun. So even though he's armorless, even though he's back to the boy who couldn't make his mom's dream come true, couldn't save Marcel, couldn't fulfill his duty as a warrior in Paradis, and couldn't save his best friend, in order to save his kids, he stands once more. Beautiful symbolism.
Yep.
That's a beautiful comment too, right there. Well done, Blue.
Thank you.
Oh.
And thank you, Isayama, by the way.
He's laid bare. He has no armor.
Yep.
He's vulnerable. Yeah.
Nudist beach. No.
But seriously, I feel like there's this part in me that would be able to accept just a little bit if this was Reiner's final battle.
Let's not talk about
that. But
I
I really, really want Reiner to go the distance. Like, I want him to be the redeemed character on the Marley side. Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The Rio boat. Save us, Reiner. Your guys' enthusiasm and emotionality is infectious, and I really love you guys for it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
for saying that. Not to take anything away from Armin, but I think it was also that Armin was trying to cause maximum damage, while Bert in the Battle of Shiganshina was trying to A, recover Eren, who was nearby-ish, B, despite his resolve, probably wanted to give Reiner a chance to survive, and C, couldn't afford to damage any walls on account of the Colossus inside. Oh, debating the whole thing of
why the explosion seems so much bigger, and it's like, yeah.
Sure, those are some very decent explanations, yeah. And I have been thinking back constantly on the idea of not wanting to damage the walls because the Colossal Titans are in there. And one of the things that I keep remembering back to is when Annie did actually damage the walls, one of the very key little moments that they did to showcase that, well, in some ways, the walls were only damaged by this ever, was the fact that her fingers were hardened into like little blades, basically.
To get inside.
Get inside and actually get a grip on them.
Yep.
But the fact that despite those holes being opened up and her having those super sharp claws and stuff, it didn't drag down and create holes there, and that's how strong the walls are.
Yep.
So I question whether or not really an explosion, unless it was directly at the base of a wall, would actually do anything to it unless there was shrapnel in it that had hardened Titan skin. You know?
Right, and these kinds of things are stuff that I love because it's something where, you know, yes, Isayama couldn't possibly have planned everything, but
Nope,
you know,
of
he's
course
planned a lot of stuff. We've seen some of the things that he has planned, and you know, where's the line drawn? Who knows?
Yeah,
That's
and
part of
he
the fun of watching and guessing.
Yeah, and he stayed consistent with a lot of his themes, so he can keep referencing back to them, so it feels very George Lucas-y. It rhymes, you know, it all kind of calls back to itself,
Yeah.
and it has a lot of very like good feelings of internal consistency on the emotional storytelling beats,
Right.
And
Even
then
if-
some of the logical stuff as well. Even though those are where the iffy parts kind of
Right, little
pop
bits
up.
of like, okay, details and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, any story can be nitpicked, but
Yeah, totally. But y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
This is gonna be fine.
Oh shit, just right out the gate, here we go!
Yeah.
Oh! Jeez! Oh! Oh my god! Wow!
Yep.
Oh! He grabbed Porco. Nice!
Yep. Yep.
Nice!
力はもう残ってねえ。ライナーは今は殺せやしないだろう。
Wow! Wait, you're just giving up, Eren. Just like that.
私たちの家に
Is that the limit of how many transformations he has, though?
ライナー、またな。
Oh, see you later? Paths? Paths? Oh my god, wait, so no fight? That's it? I mean, he saved Porco, and
Yeah.
that's so ironic in like
So many ways.
like so many ways, but
Yep. Yep.
wow. Oh no, Gabi, no! No! Ah, shit! Falco, stop her! Well,
All right.
I mean, that makes sense
go.
for her character.
Yeah.
But,
Absolutely. You can't
yeah.
let the people who did all these awful things get away.
Wow, why did they have to die? Aren't you the ones that deserve to die? Aren't you the devils? Wow. It is kind of funny that the OP being my war and having all this horrific kind of imagery and stuff like that. And then the point of view for most of the time in Marley has been through kids, where it's basically the idea that it's not their war. So they are put in this idea that
Yeah, I like it.
I love that line too. This is my last war. And it's like, every time humanity has said this is the last war,
Yeah, well-
crazy amounts of horrific stuff was done, and it wasn't the last war. I'll just say that, yeah. So, but just the idea of kids being like, this is my war,
Right,
But then
the-
when they actually experience war in its full spectrum, where it's, you know, wins for our side,
Yeah.
wins for the other side, and
Shaded over eyes.
yeah,
Extending
it's been
the
a
hand.
while. It's been a long while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, this hesitation. Ooh. Yeah. Oh. Oh, man. Okay. Whoa. Armin holding her back. Whoa.
And the fact that he can means that, you know, she's probably
Oh,
not fully
shit.
fighting it.
Oh, shit.
相変わらずお前は蹴りやすい。拘束する。話はそれか。
Oh, yes. Please talk, Eren. Talk with them. What's that? What's that?
急いで乗り込め。飛行船を撃ち落とせる鍵はないようだと伝えろ。
Wow. And they know that. They know that.
The fleet's all wiped out.
もう駐屯兵は必要ねえ。
Whoa.
高級鳥の追い骨をな。
Okay, okay.
使われ。
Oh. Oh.
Yep.
Just seeing the old squad, you know.
敵に与えた損害と比べてみろよ。
Hello, Flock.
大
Yeah.
勝利だ。
Hi.
I mean, it is.
新生エルディア帝国の初陣は大勝利だ。
Feels very much like Colts, you know, in the train.
Sure.
Remember?
さあ喜べ。それが6人の英雄の弔いだ。
The things we tell ourselves to make all the violence that we commit worthwhile, right?
Yep.
Ooh, Assassin's Bullet. Is it gonna be Sasha shooting one of the Titans?
他の仲間には悪いけど
No! Brother and sister.
Yeah.
Just like family. Yeah. Oh! Is that your gear, or are you just happy to see me? Yeah. Bag!
Yeah. Clearly, it has no purpose.
Clearly. Come on, Falco. Come on. She's got a gun. You should be able to catch her. Yeah.
Like, look at.
I know. Udo and
Because he didn't see it happen.
I know.
She did.
But this is important. These two need to come to an understanding.
敵は飛んでいるのに走ったって無駄だ
God, that's that brainwashing at work.
Oh,
Do this so that you could be proud of being labeled as a different human being.
なぜだライナなんで母さんは
But Falco's like, but we do know why. That's the sick part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
踏みにじられたからだ敵もマーレの戦士から攻撃されて大勢殺されたからその報復で
Yeah.
あんたはそれを見たの？
いや見てない
私も見てない。
Yep.
It's not your war, kids. Come on.
世界の平和を脅かす島の悪魔でしょ。
God, the word just.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
奴らは今も昔も殺されて当然の残虐な悪魔。
God.
私たちとは違う。
Nothing at all.
ライナお前と同じだよ
Wow.
海の外
This is why Falco needs to go all the way to the end of this series. He cannot die. He's carrying
Both worlds,
both
basically.
worlds now. No way! Holy crap. She's gonna... Gabi, no! No! No!
Falco's gonna watch it happen.
何するつもりだ
島の悪魔を皆殺しにする。
お前がこ
Yeah, what are you doing?
今は勝てなくても、みんなが私の思いを継いでくれるでしょ。
Ah! Oh, Colt! Stop her!
Yep.
お前がガビを救い出す
Yeah.
僕らの俺たちの未来から
So he's not gonna stop her then. Oh, no way. Wow. All right.
Yep.
Oh, he's actually holding on to her. Oh! Oh my God, is this his dream?
するのは俺だ
Oh, crap. Oh, shit. Wow. Just like that.
サシャ
Oh my God, it's so perfect that it's Sasha.
Yep.
The one that looks like her, the one that shot her friends, and
Yep.
war. Oh my God, she's not even stopping? What? Ah! Whoa! Oh my God! Ah!
Yep. Yep.
処理しろ
Yeah, she's dead. She's dead, dude. That was a... Alright. Alright.
しかしだ穴を塞ぐんだ急げサシャ島まで耐えろ
Make it to the island. Oh!
外に投げるそれでいいな子供を空から投げ捨てればこの殺し屋
Oh! Wow. Falco's stop weight is still
Yeah.
hitting him right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh. Well, in some ways, this is amazing for Falco. Because he's going to be captured and he'll get to see things from their perspective even more.
そのマーレ兵を見たのは
3 years ago.
ライナーら戦士隊って
Is that Onyang Capone there?
最初の調査船団のメンバーでした。
Oh! Oh shit, it is! It has to be!
何より触るな悪魔私たちは負けてない
Gabi!
警視庁が残した意志は同胞が引き
Oh, please, please, right now, have Zeke come in. Have Zeke come in right here. Like, that would absolutely break them.
お前を呪い殺すのは真のエルディア人だ
Jesus.
首謀者に伝えろ
今から合わせてやるそいつに同じことを言ってやるよ
Yes, yes, come on, come on, come on, let me. Yeah, the steam was him! The steam was him! Yes! 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 Yes!
それは私が個人的に興味のある人物だったからです。彼女はジークの信奉者でした。
Wow! Wow!
Yep.
Oh my god! Yes!
Uh-huh.
Yes!
生きていたんだね。でもこいつらに捕
Come
まっ
on,
ていたなんて。
come on, come on. Oh, I cannot wait for this.
それで全ては計画で
God, you freaking double, triple crossing. I don't even know.
大筋は良かったが
Few
Okay,
miscalculations.
give it to us. Give it to us.
何この子たち
誤算だ
Oh,
お前が拘束するんじゃなかったのかよ仲間が余計に死んだんだぞその余波で獣が予定より多めに
wow.
てやったわけか
Wow.
にしては大した即興劇だった
Mm-hmm.
なあヒゲ面
Hairball.
そう睨むなよリヴァイ小便ちびったらどうしてくれんだ
This is getting so juicy. Holy shit.
俺を殺したくてしょうがなかっただろうにな
俺は一番食いてえもんを最後まで取ってるタイプ
Ah, alright.
よーく味わって食いて
Okay.
これで時間は稼げたはずです
世界がパラディ島に
Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about this. Good. Good.
捕まるたびに命がけで君を取り返した
Same song and dance.
どれだけ仲間が死のうとね自らを人質に強行
Okay.
策を取る
So where's the conflict between them here?
選択の余地なしだよ君は我々を信頼し我々
Oh
は君への信
shit.
頼を失う
Oh, okay.
だが
Yeah.
始祖の巨人と王家の
Oh my god.
巨人が揃っ
Are we just going
全
straight?
ての尊い犠牲がエルディアに自由をもたらし必ず報われる
Zeke, are you suggesting? Oh, she's dead. Yeah.
サシャが
Yeah.
死んだ
And
Oh.
I've got no
Okay, alright.
other eyes, no
Forever.
Yeah.
Oh, where is my lover?
And
I
I've
don't
got
have her power.
何か言ったか
I'm standing
Oh,
alone
jeez.
today.
Wow. Yeah. Nice. Eren's completely. Yeah. Oh, and he shifted so quickly out of the laugh there.
調査兵団を巻き込んだからサシャは死んだんだぞ
Yeah,
I would love to see what's going on inside Eren's head right now.
wouldn't we all?
What I would
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
hey,
Oh yeah.
what
I love how that
he's
those expressions were
right, but he is so broken. He went and laughed initially at the
Yes.
idea of her dying because
Yes.
of the meme of her, oh, meat, yeah.
Yeah.
Funny. Oh, and then quickly shifts into that
Anger.
Ugh.
Yeah.
There's something that is like deeply unsettling about how successful this whole thing was.
Right.
And the fact that
Yep.
Zeke so quickly brought up, but it was all worth it.
Only 8 people died.
Well, no, he said we get to have the founding titan and someone with royal blood
Right.
here.
Makes it all worth
It's like him basically saying, oh, that's okay. Tomorrow we can just say, don't fight us. We'll cause the rumbling and stuff.
Sure.
And oh my God,
Yeah.
in a weird way, like Sasha dying here feels almost just like the signs of the end more than a truly like gut-wrenching death, because like
Yeah.
Well, I feel like it's been so long since we've had a like good guy death,
Totally. Yep.
Yeah.
Same
Oh,
with you.
let's quickly.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Yep.
I'm
Sasha's dead.
So
Eren laughed. Gabi and Falco are with the Paradis crew. Zeke is officially a traitor. They have the founding titan and a titan with royal blood.
Reiner survived.
Reiner survived. Porco survived. We've got some new characters. We have this character Yelena.
Yelena is the one that betrayed
Marley.
Yeah. The tall one.
Right. The tall, thick lady that is very loyal to Zeke. Yes.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yep. But
okay, so yeah, there's a bunch of things to discuss here. Although I think the thing that really quickly needs to be said right now is that this episode, like, gave me a couple of my theories to be right here. But one of the things that it basically just did was, here's the way the story is going to move way more into the personal conflicts rather than in some ways, the war conflict.
Like curious, I see.
Rather quickly.
Yes.
So we have many different, like, not allegiances, but like motivations at play here.
Right.
And they all just got lopped into the same key location, which from a writing
wonderful
perspective, that is so juicy.
Gold.
Because then you don't have to navigate around a bunch of settings and set up a bunch of things to
writes
have
itself.
conversations.
It's
just have them pop.
Where do you want it to go?
Talk. I'm very excited about that. Which that means that we could see a very sharp decline in the action for a lot of things. So I could basically almost like just knowing how Attack on Titan likes to vibe with the non-action kind of focused stuff.
Always one of my favorite parts about it.
One of my favorite parts about it, but I'm almost like
This is the final season.
Yeah, I'm almost feeling like I should be a little bit like cautious with assuming that too much, because things could just go horrifically wrong in 2 episodes, where it's like, yeah, you get an episode of talking, but it's more like a breather bit, and then everything just goes to shit again.
Who knows?
But big thing here, Gabi killing Sasha, getting away with it, and living. This is a huge, huge deal here.
Yep.
Because one, Falco came with her.
Yeah, which is
I honestly thought that when he thought to himself, you have to save Gabi from the dark future that awaits us, what I thought he was going to do then was realizing she can't be a Titan now. She goes up there and dies.
Oh,
and I was going to be like, holy shit, Falco.
That would have been dark as fuck.
Right, but it would have saved her. It would have been probably a quick, instant death. She would have gotten shot, but instead...
Or maybe beat to shit.
Actually, in some ways, because he came up there...
Yeah.
Because he came up there...
He probably did save her.
He saved her because if she hadn't been bumped...
Definitely saved her.
Definitely saved her. If she hadn't been bumped by him and like tackled to the side, she would have killed Jean.
And
Jean
she would have been killed by the other people.
Right. Jean was the main reason as to why they didn't kick her to death, basically. Right. And then toss her out the Zeppelin.
Like the idea that it's like, oh yeah, we're I mean, war, yes, but like that it's despite the, cool motivation, but let's toss these kids out of a Zeppelin.
Yeah, they would just die.
Yeah, it's just...
They would die.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. Worst thing actually could have been that they would have hit one of the rooftops, broken every like serious bone in their body, and then falled off again onto the next bit, and then been so.
It would have been slow, basically.
Yeah, it would have been a slow, just awful death. So they're captured. So the fact that they're captured makes me so excited,
doesn't it?
Because if
so much that can happen
if Falco is going to basically get to see from the not Eldian, but the Paradis Eldian perspective on where things are going right now, he can then have a serious character arc of coming to his own terms with what he thinks about this war.
Sure, yeah.
And just the conflict between humans that we perpetuate because of the violence that we, think that the other group of humans deserves. I am so excited for him to be the innocent one kind of going through that process. Gabi is the other side of the innocence where she doesn't necessarily see the ways in which this stuff is perpetuated. So she played into that perfectly.
Yeah.
Now, her getting to live through this is the part where she's now, unfortunately, probably going to have to suffer through what comes out of this.
Oh, are you sure?
Oh, I'm very sure.
Are you sure?
I know. Yeah. Sarcasm very well received here. But, listen, guys, the idea that if she ends up surviving this along with Falco, which I think if the two of them are together, they have a very high chance of surviving a lot of stuff.
Their odds do go up a lot. But they get to basically absorb all the stuff that's coming at it from their side and grow just as people. They're out of the echo chamber now.
Yeah.
The echo chamber literally got smashed and torn to pieces.
And in some ways, there's a real possibility that if they last long enough, they might even be able to give a little bit of influential stuff to the Paradis potential echo
Who knows,
chamber.
right? Like Eren, even though he was like, I want, live a good long life, and then he proceeded to do something that would have killed him if Gunnar hadn't intervened. But maybe there's something that can happen there. Maybe just seeing these two kids and what's happened to them can take some of the other Paradis crew that were wanting to just kick the shit out of them and kill them and throw them out the Zeppelin to be like, okay, actually, hold on just a sec. Once the heat of the moment has died down and everything, and they're like,
Yeah.
What do we do? Because this little girl killed Sasha.
Yeah.
She made an adult decision, basically, right, to partake in this war. That it would be her war, right? My war, your war. The final war.
Yeah. And what I love about this is basically the way that Isayama can make the audience just kind of go, why did Sasha have to die? In the very way that Gabi screamed out, just being like, why did they have to die?
And so this is something where
That's the thing, none of them had to die.
Nope. And in the manga, when this happened, there were a ton of people that absolutely hated Gabi as a result of this.
Wow.
And I think a lot of it was also just because it was monthly release for chapters when we're getting 2.5 chapters per episode, right now, done every week. It's the focal point character that is not our main cast that we really would rather be spending time with, kind of a thing. Like that combined with the fact that she killed Sasha, but a lot of people really, really hated Gabi, and I understand why, but at the same time, no, this is excellent. This is just like peak Attack on Titan in my mind, and that wasn't intentional. Although I wish it was. But
you'd like a peak, wouldn't you? Yeah.
But the point is so now we're on this journey where, characters that are young and we're idealistic and all that stuff, their world gets ripped away, they get sent into another world, and suddenly their limited view of everything isn't going to cut it anymore. Right. Whatever ends up happening, however it goes in the future, right? From now till the point that Gabi and Falco die, right? Whenever that is, whether that's 5 minutes from now or whether it's a sweet elderly couple, right?
Seriously.
Right?
Seriously.
Like whatever happens, their lives are forever different.
In some ways, I kind of want, weirdly enough, I want Gabi to live all the way through this.
Oh, yeah?
Because Falco...
So that she can see the result of everything?
Well, right, but I want it to be a thing of where Falco basically ends up taking that L for her.
Oh, man.
Because his whole thing that I'm still holding very tightly to is that at some point he's going to get connected to the whole paths shenanigans and stuff. That's why he had the hallucination thing when he like
flying through the air fighting Titans.
Exactly. That'll be his moment where he either takes the armored Titan or something like that, or he just becomes a Titan in general, and that's the thing of where he then protects Gabi from that, so that she can basically carry the lesson of learning, like to not fall into the trap.
Sure. Yeah, because then at that point he's just got 13 years. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That's that aspect of that. But okay, I gotta say, my thing that has me so freaking hyped beyond the Gabi Falco developments, which I'm so
is the fact that you were right about Zeke.
Is the fact that I was 100% right about Zeke.
And it's something where
it's so just that just feels so good.
It really felt like to me like they were making it a lot more obvious in the anime.
Oh, really?
But no, the thing about the baseball mitt and all that stuff that was there, it's just
And the fact that he lied but didn't necessarily. I sent letters to my family. It felt like it was one of those things where he's lying and not lying.
Right.
It's where it's easier to lie if you're telling the truth.
He sent
kinda.
one of the letters was probably to Mikasa,
Yeah.
or it
she's
mentioned
family.
Mikasa,
She's family.
Yeah.
One of them to Zeke, He's literally family.
And then Armin, he's basically family.
Armin's basically family.
God, that part where
actually, can we talk a little bit about something that's a little weird here?
The part where they go into the Zeppelin and
when
Armin's
they go into
there
the
with
Zeppelin,
the hand.
and Armin and him have this like very silent, kind of moment there, where there's almost this thing of like, we're good, right?
Well,
and it's like, we're going to be good.
Yeah,
it's this thing of where it's like, remember they said like we've lost trust in you, and then they point guns at Eren.
Yep,
and they're like, Eren went AWOL.
Yep.
So
in like the worst possible way.
Well, yeah,
potentially.
It could potentially be
long-term ramifications. They're not sure, but in the immediate sense, it really feels like the worst possible way.
Yeah, the world is going to come after Paradis, and because they believe the Eldian Empire is going to rise again potentially, and for all intents and purposes, that is the statement kind of that Eren kind of kind of propagated by doing this in conjunction with what Willie declared on the stage play.
Also, the whole bit that, like, talk about broken trust. Yes, the rest of the scouts had to come in and everything and do this because of what Eren did.
Yeah, they were kind of chasing after the guy that dove in on...
Right.
It's the MOBA player that dove into 5, and they're like, well, shit, we got to follow him after him, yeah.
And this has been the story of Attack on Titan since episode 4. But this time, what did Armin have to do because of Eren charging in?
He had to become a mass murderer and see what Bertolt saw.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love the way he asked Bertolt, so is this what you saw back then?
Right.
It's just like he's actually almost feeling like he's talking to Bertolt.
Right, like a present thing. Not,
I am so excited to get more Armin. Armin
I know, right?
Armin
I know, right?
Is probably, even though we still haven't gotten much of him at all this season, he's probably still going to end up being my favorite character as a whole. Even though what's been going on with Reiner is basically like shoved almost everyone to the side, just in general.
Sit down.
But I would say once you get into like your top 5 characters, like in a show like Attack on Titan, they're all kind of just favorites,
Okay.
So like Armin's up there now with Eren and Reiner, and then we'll see who end up being
taking the other 2
ones.
spots.
Exactly.
But
I am so excited for a Zeke has been either converted, or he has been playing the long con, or he's playing a con on Eren, or
who knows?
There's so many things that just are possible now that Eren is connected in an alliance of sorts, even though Levi is not a fan of it.
No.
With someone who has royal blood and is a Titan.
Yep.
There are scary things, I'll just say, that both of them can do.
Right.
Just theoretically.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's the wonderful sort of chaotic mix of now that we have all these people that want different things on this one Zeppelin, not only for the standpoint of the character motivations, like or the character drama doesn't make it great, like, how does Jean handle the fact that he sees Gabi and Falco here, and Gabi just killed Sasha, right?
Yep.
And the troops are all kicking the shit out of them and talking about throwing him overboard. What does he do with that, right? But then there's also the whole idea of, Eren's getting tied up, and with guns trained on him by
He's still
Hanji and
tied up
Levi,
right
he's still
now.
tied up, right? You know, so it's not just Zeke's here, but Eren's, especially with that laugh, laugh. It's like what in God's name is going through his head? Who is this person? Like,
Eren has changed. I think it's 100% confirmed at this point with the laugh, but also with what happened with Reiner when he said "see you later." That was the most confident, calm, just not a goodbye, but a I know I'll see you later kind of
right,
thing.
like as soon as Reiner got Porco, he didn't even try and like go and wrestle him for Porco to eat him or something like that. No, it's
he was just like, oh, I'll see you later.
Okay.
Yeah. That if that's the level where Eren's at right now, that he's already basically tapped into paths at least like
He's
in a
all
hardcore
chessing
way.
this out or something.
Well, not right now, but that at some point he did it. It doesn't matter. That's the kind of the thing that's a little
What do
bit,
we want? Time travel. When do we want it?
It's irrelevant.
Yeah.
But it could be a thing where it's already happened in the timeline, if you will.
Somewhere in that 4 years,
Well, I mean, Historia.
Gotcha.
Like, Historia is just sitting there. Like,
Yeah,
at any
that's true.
point in the story.
Right. Zeke is here. Having Zeke, someone with royal blood as a Titan shifter, very special.
Very special.
But yeah, we have had someone with royal blood
Just
in the story.
in the
before
squad
now.
for a long time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Even though now she's queen
and all that stuff, so she's not going with them
yeah.
on missions or anything.
Yeah, exactly. Because that was the whole thing at the end of season 3 with Eren having his whole bit of like, oh! And they're like, he has
at that
outbursts.
age,
Yeah, that was the moment where Eren figured out basically what happened with the Smiling Titan.
Right.
Way back in season 2. Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah.
I think that's what it was. Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, and then in that end of the season, there he had a moment where he actually then like touched her hand and stuff like that, where it was like, ooh, there could be some potential stuff going on there, but it didn't really seem like anything happened. So, if anything, we have now a 4-year gap where
who knows what happened?
Who knows what could have happened there?
Yep.
But then also the whole trip with the journals and stuff.
Sure.
Reading them. Eren kind of being there at the time as well through the owl.
Oh, yeah, well, however that works.
Well, that's the thing. Is
probably some sort of failed iteration loop, whatever.
Well, totally. But that just means at some point...
Right.
Even if it's in an alternate timeline, Eren tapped into paths and incepted basically the Armin Mikasa saved them to Grisha message, So we're at that point where Eren could do this any day now. It just depends really on what's Zeke's true goal here.
Right. Yeah.
And Zeke's goal is probably, I would say, given how quickly he went to, we now have this chemical formula here.
Right.
We can add A to B to get C. And
what else matters,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It's that thing of where we have the 2 nuke keys now. We were losing one of them, but now we can do the click and we auto win, right?
Yeah.
Right?
That's the win button. What do you constitute a win? Well, is that important?
Yeah. We win and they lose, Who's they?
Details. And that's why I love so much when Eren is coming back onto the ship, the looks from Armin and Mikasa towards him. Because Eren this whole time was just dead eyes, right? Like, and even Levi commented on it. He's like, I only saw looks like that from people in the underground way back when. The fact that I'm seeing it I never thought I'd see it on you.
That is really the part that's the most unnerving about this is the fact that I don't know how human Eren is anymore. Like, the fact that...
Maybe he's perfectly human. What? There's plenty of people like this. What are you talking about?
No, totally. But it's the idea that when he's responding to their kind of stuff, the thing that's happening in his environment and stuff, it seems so delayed, detached.
He was more attached to the fact that Sasha's last word was meat than anything else that happened.
Right. It's the kind of thing where when you have someone who's I've seen this in other media where when you have the being that is close to godhood, they're really close. So they start to lose attachment with the typical human emotion.
The Dr. Manhattan kind of thing.
Dr. Manhattan is a great example of this. What makes someone like Dr. Manhattan laugh? Almost nothing.
No.
So the cosmic joke, if you will, that someone's last words just ended up being meat. He just kind of goes and flashes back to, oh yeah, the moment on the gate
I remember
there,
that,
or on the walls when they were fixing up the guns and the cannons. And stuff.
It feels like I understood that reference.
Right.
You know, like it's the thing of whatever is going on in Eren's head normally now is such a bag of cats, right? That, you know, it's the
Yeah.
Oh.
It gives a lot more potential sadness to the Eren come home line from Mikasa.
Yeah, I love that line so much. The fact that also one of the things I loved about this, the fact that when they turn on Eren in the ship, right, the soldiers and stuff, and Mikasa's like, well, hold on, Eren, like, you know, and then Armin actually holds her back.
Armin holds her back.
Because
that's the part where I feel like
for a few reasons I love that so much. Because one, it goes to show that Armin is agreeing with these soldiers, which is a big change for Armin and things like that. And he's the one that usually has the most level head.
Yep.
But two, the fact that Mikasa let him hold her back.
Exactly.
Because deep down, there's some part of her that knows
Armin's right.
Yeah. Eren didn't come home.
Yeah, exactly. You know? And that's the part here where I'm really worried about what Eren just will do. Just in general.
Yeah.
But where I'm really excited with how Armin is going to be either changed or maybe just has more perspective. Because one of the things that I almost always trust Armin to be able to do is to look at the situation, assess it relatively well, and come up with a decent course of action. He doesn't always come up with the perfect course of action because he can't, he can't plan everything out, But the fact that he always has held this emotional side of him that carries the spirit really of Attack on Titan, the desire for, well, freedom to see the ocean, to see, like burning lakes of sand or whatever, all that stuff from the book. That's the part that makes him so fascinating to me, because as Eren started to lose sight of that over season 3,
he held onto it tighter.
Armin held onto it tighter so that Eren could kind of
be the
look
anchor.
up to him, well, as his hero.
Well, yeah, and extend the hand.
Exactly. And then here we get basically the, Eren, we've plotted out a course. We'd like you to come alongside us here, but you need to offer your hand. You need
Please
to extend.
Take my hand.
Yeah, and I want to go back because I almost think that I don't remember who extended their hand first.
I believe it was Armin.
You believe it was Armin?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're probably right. It's just one of those things where in a really almost, I don't know, sad kind of way. Okay, where was it? It was before the Gabi Falco stuff, I think.
That's right.
You're right here.
Yep. Yeah, and Armin
it's
extends
very
the hand.
clearly that Armin extends the hand. This is the part then, because there were two interpretations I was going to take. One based on whoever extended their hand first. If Armin's the one extending his hand first, it shows that he's saying, Eren, your family. I
haven't given up on you.
I haven't given up on you, even though, right now, Armin might be like, you kind of fucked up, dude.
Time.
You killed those people. That's the reason why this is happening. And there's going to be a lot more people that are going to die probably because of what you did here.
Yep.
But you're still Eren.
I'll still extend
I'm your brother. I'll extend a hand. And Eren kind of hesitates a little bit. There's almost this idea of this hand being extended means more than just just
the helping him into the Zeppelin or something. Yeah,
it's something where he's like, if I take this, then I'm gonna have to trust them. I'm gonna have to be with them in all this. And I would love to get inside Eren's head and see a little bit of his perspective here, because what I bet he's struggling with the most here is that he's doing well. They're winning. In a weird way here. He's doing is kind of what he's always wanted to do back from the beginning.
Right, going by the numbers, this was a win. They only lost 8 people, even if one of them was Sasha. Yeah, 8 is a stupid low number considering what they did to the
scout charges, right?
Yeah, there were
Yeah.
there were 8 of them might survive, and that would be lucky. You know, like so.
But Eren, what he's losing, it seems, along the way here, is his touch with what it means to be a human caught up in this whole thing.
Yep.
Because he feels too
He's forgetting why he's doing it.
And above it. And then also jumping into the muck of it, like the idea where Levi said, like, he looks like you fell in a pile of shit. I think that might be like the perfect way to describe what's going on with Eren right now, is that he feels like he had to maybe jump into a pile of shit in order to ground himself again.
So the thing that I would always have considered to be Eren's biggest flaw is that he cared too much. And that's a cheesy thing to say.
Okay.
But that was
worded a different way.
So when he was a rage monster, that was because he cared so much about what happened to his mother, right? There was
So he tunnel visions.
Yeah, but it's right, but it's something where basically something will get burned into him, right? And then like a brand of some kind, that's his singular focus, right?
So it's not that he cares too much, really. It's that he's overtly focused too much at one thing to the detriment of others. He's out of balance.
Well, I still think it is that he cares too much.
Okay.
And
sure.
that the problem here is that this feels like something where because he cared so much, it got to the point where he could not continue that and then cut it off.
Yeah.
And
but
now it's
4 years, man.
I know.
There's 4 years.
So
yes, and timetable-wise, there's some very interesting things that we'll get into, because apparently the scout ship's first one that was sent 3 years ago
had Yelena
and potentially Onyankopon on the ship, like right there, and now they're on they're on Paradis' side.
Right. So that might have been something that, like, what did Zeke like plan that?
There's some shenanigans
right.
that I really want to get into.
But the other thing that I want to point out, and this is why I love the fact that you brought up the whole extending the hand thing, is I actually also really love the imagery of the fact that the one dead person with the line going up to the Zeppelin.
Oh.
For so many reasons, because one, it's the fact that that's a very expensive line. It was paid with the price of someone's life.
Yep.
Right? 2, it's small, it's thin, it's fragile. It's not going to be there forever.
Wow, yeah.
That can create wonderful things or terrible things, right? Gabi used it to go up and continue the cycle of hatred.
She used
it exactly. She used it to go up and kill Sasha, right? And she would have killed John too.
Falco used it.
Falco used it to go up and save her, right?
Yep.
As a result of this now, there is a tether, there is a connection point between these two worlds, as fleeting and frail as it was, that allowed there to be some kind of give, right? In this case, to child captives. And who knows, maybe, just maybe as a result of that, something good can come from all of this shit.
There's definitely going to be something good coming at things, at least on the kids side of things. I am so excited for the not the karma, but like the yin to the yang of this whole thing there. I'm very, very excited for that.
And with that yin and yang symbol, it's not just that there's positive and negative, but that within each one, there's a little eye, a little seed of the other.
Exactly.
Right? So you never know where it can pop up from. It's not black and white. Well, I mean, it literally is black and white, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but that's going to be the whole point of, at least Gabi's arc. That has to be one of the big parts.
And that conversation.
I cannot see this show now having any reason for them to be executed, basically.
Like if they weren't killed in the heat of the moment, they're probably not going to be killed in cold blood.
Exactly. Yeah. So the whole bit that I wanted to get into with the potential kind of exposition-y kind of stuff, where Peak was like, I recognize that soldier. Yelena's the name.
Yes.
Yeah, Yelena. Then showed a bit that we've never seen before.
Right, new footage, new stuff.
Yeah, so of course I couldn't find this soldier by looking back through seasons 1 through 3.
Bless all the people that thought it was Armin. Yeah.
Well, I very quickly found out just by looking and doing keeping my eyes open that it couldn't have been Armin. But I was so frustrated going through seasons 1 through 3 thinking like,
where are they?
Where's all the people that the Cart Titan has interacted with that it could be? And I'm like, there's no one. There's absolutely no one. So now I knew it was futile. Muda des. But this conversation between Falco and Gabi, where Gabi is like, this is who I am.
This might be my favorite part of the episode. It's such a good conversation.
It's a tough part to kind of, I feel like it's something that would work better in a reading format.
Oh, yeah?
Because it is something where we're chasing something, but hold on, I have to stop and talk for, time, which is limited. It could seem faster if you're reading it, but in this, it's something that it
felt like it dragged on.
It's something that the Zeppelin feels like it should have maybe gotten away. I know it's really slow.
I mean, it was pretty slow, and
and then it was doing a circle,
the angle,
potentially.
and yeah,
all that kind of stuff. But then it leads to this moment where Falco is just listening and he's taking in what Gabi is saying, but he's realizing, because he's seeing it play out in front of him, how much Gabi has been brainwashed or is trapped in this path that will lead her towards the dark future that Reiner was saying we should save her from this.
Right, the damage that has already been done.
Exactly. So he's like, I have to do what I can here to save her.
Yep.
And it carries over with the part where he tried to save her after she did the whole
the mission
thing.
Right, yeah.
So it feels really cool to have this happen with Falco, but then the fact that he jumped on there with her, I feel like
I love it because
that's just perfect.
Because so the anytime someone is doing something destructive, self-destructive especially,
yes,
and they're really close to you. So there are the situations where someone is doing something destructive and they're not close to you. That's the soldiers with Gabi, right? Even John, right?
Yep.
Raised his gun to shoot her, right? Because she's going to do something destructive. It needs to be stopped in the immediate moment.
Yep.
But in this case, right, where it's someone where there's a connection that's shared, right? There's that tether.
Yep.
It's then I will suffer and bleed and die with you.
Yep. Yep.
Falco had no chance, no hope of all that he was doing basically was just so that she would not be alone in it, right? Yeah. And he managed to actually save her by doing that, even though they're still screwed, right? They are at the mercy of the people of Paradis. And Gabi wasn't expecting him to do this, is the thing. She was thinking this is going to be a decision that will only affect me, and because of that, I'm okay with it.
Yep.
Right? Now, who knows? Maybe she still would have done it if she knew that Falco was going to jump on. But that's not what she was thinking about in the moment. It's I'm going to go do this, go tell my family and everything, right? Here I go.
It feels so perfect in the thematic sense of it, because with Falco jumping on, there's so many characters in Attack on Titan that carry that same element, where it's Eren leaps ahead of everyone, and Mikasa and Armin chase on after him because they care so much about him. They want to keep him safe.
Yep.
We have, Eren having his whole, I'm going to kill all the Titans and stuff like that, but then he, has the whole Trost thing and stuff where he loses his desire to do any of this and stuff. And then, Armin reminds him, it's like, you were born into this world,
We have Connie desperately trying to bandage up Sasha as she's dying.
Yeah.
One of the few or only person that actually stayed behind, because what else could possibly matter about Zeke or these kids or anything or whatever?
Yeah.
So,
and I just love the characters that are kind of the weirdly enough, the Samwise Gamgees, I guess.
Yeah.
And Falco just has that energy.
He is definitely a Samwise. Yeah.
Where he's not even making sense half the time. So he's not able to convince her out of this whole thing. But in his head, you can I love that actually he got the most internal perspective of anyone really in this episode. I mean, we had Eren thinking about, Sasha's little moment in, what would that be, episode 4, I think?
Yeah.
Of season 1. But the fact that we then had him thinking back to the words that Reiner said, the words that Eren said back then in the basement, and being like, no, we're the same. Why did my mother have to die?
Right.
All these things. And he's like, no, this was revenge. And Gabi's like, but did you see it? I didn't see it.
I
didn't see it.
That line.
Like that bit there just kind of tells you everything you need to know about what formed these kids into who they are.
And why it's a cycle.
And yet why it's a cycle, but also how much Falco, just as a character, means for the story. Like the meta overarching narrative just in general. I want him and Armin to become friends. Like, I really need
Well,
him and Armin. I actually really want him and Eren mostly to become friends and stuff like that.
if that's even possible.
If that's even possible. I don't know if Eren can have friends right now. Like,
Right.
I think he's
Is
potentially
he even capable? Like, not
That's
willing.
what I mean.
No,
Yeah,
right,
that's what I
right,
said.
yeah.
Can he? Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
breathe a little bit now, and yet we lost Sasha.
We lost Sasha. And who knows? Maybe if Falco does end up being some sort of bridge between the two worlds and things like that, maybe will it all be worth it?
Yeah.
So,
my little bit of more kind of hard plot theorizing here. How many ships or scouting fleets or whatever
did they send to Paradis?
Did they send to Paradis? They mentioned
it was like almost 30, I think. Like, it was a
Holy
lot.
shit.
It was a
and
lot.
none of them came back.
Yep. Not even a survivor or messenger or anything.
Like,
Just lost all contact.
one of the things that it kind of put things into perspective here, when Peak said that this was the first scout fleet sent to Paradis after Reiner came back, I'm like, that makes sense. You need to go and get a little bit of an update with regards to your outposts there. They have a little,
Right.
like...
Yeah, they
port
didn't
there
know
where
that they would have gone all the way and... Yeah.
Right, totally. But none of them came back. One of the things that is very, I would say, unlikely, just in general, is that not even a raft with like 1 or 2 people would come back.
I mean, if a colossal titan suddenly appears from under the water...
Totally. But the
like-
colossal titan is not like ocean depth or anything like that.
Well, and it can't just be everywhere.
Of course.
Yeah.
But I would assume that if you send fleets, not like 1 ship, but you have like, oh no, 2 of our ships are already done.
We send 6.
Yeah. Send back at least 1 little, boat or something like that. Something to at the very least be like, it all went to shit. This is what happened. Here's details and stuff. That, to me, reeks of inside job.
Sure. And for the first scout ship, if she was being sent, like if Zeke was like, hey, go on this first scout ship.
Yeah, Peak was there. Yeah.
Yeah, make contact with Eren, like something or other, right? Because he was saying, I'm going to come back and save you, Eren, right? Then it would totally make sense that if they didn't necessarily know that the port would have been taken, so her job would have been either to...
Peak didn't necessarily go.
No, right. Peak didn't go on the scout ship, right? This is probably just before they left.
Right,
But
yeah.
but for Yelena, her job would have then been to either somehow slip away from the group undetected, right? Or sabotage the whole thing so that everybody dies and she stays behind.
Yeah.
Or
big...
everyone that wasn't,
Right.
also potentially a part of Zeke's
Yeah, exactly.
squad.
The big thing is that they went on the first scout ship. That's the part where this is the most like damning, really, with regards to
like
what
intentional,
they potentially did.
like
exactly.
movement. Yeah.
It's the kind of thing of where if you're going to have scouts in general go over there, you need to have the first group fail so utterly that it guarantees a chain of some people going in to investigate. But once that starts, if you get a good pattern going, they could have stolen gear. They could have recruited people. They could have done their own, like, you've been lied to. You're brainwashed.
Sure.
If there are
We're
any
going
Eldians,
to free the Eldians. Yeah,
well, right. If they sent any Eldians, which would be logical, right? Most of their people that they send in, and stuff like that are
their main
Eldians.
Yeah, exactly.
The Marlians are more like the officers and the...
Right.
Like it was a big deal when there was a non-Marlian at the joint military meeting thing where like, oh, Zeke, the Wonder Boy. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yep. Who knows?
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see, because after all, this is the first half of the final season.
I just can't believe how like potentially quick everything could go to shit if they're like, well, our plan is we now have the nuke option. No one
mess
should
with us.
fight. But then it's the issue of, but wait, one of the guys that's holding the nuke option, I am a little bit worried about his lack of his
dependability?
of sanity.
Oh, well, sure. Yeah.
Just saying. Just saying.
I love this show.
I am
love this
really,
show so much.
really hyped for this show. So, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. Remember, we have a special code that we give at the end of these discussions. So if you want to have your comment featured in the next episode's reaction, go and leave a comment with this
code
code
word.
there. The code word
Meat?
is going to be meat.
Meat.
Meat. Yeah. Yeah. No laughing. No laughing.
Please don't laugh.
Please don't laugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now people are going to laugh. because
People
you
are
said it.
definitely going to laugh. I was actually debating saying like, and if you want to be terrible, put a ha-ha after the end or something, but no.
Yeah.
No.
But also, if you want to be involved a little bit more in the discussion side of things, we do
yes.
a weekly podcast on Mondays on our Twitch channel. Links in the description below, where we're going to be going more in depth into this individual episode.
And
if you
what
want
this episode
more
means.
stuff there, and yeah, I'll be doing a lot more theorizing and stuff. And then Jacob,
Oh boy.
will
I will be stoically nodding and yeah.
No, you'll be
Yeah.
participating.
I feel like at this point it's actually pretty easy to participate in the discussion because while there's details of like what happens in the future that I need to keep under wraps, the themes and all of that stuff, the questions are out there now. Like, so.
Gotcha. But yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.